found the YouTube video of the moment. Do not click for another one. You have found the art in everyone. And I'm your host, the eDirector, and I'm going to give you the best show that these minutes can provide you on your phone or tablet or anywhere in the universe. And I'm here with my guest, Audrey Lynne Cook.
Hi.
And she is an artist, a prolific artist in Carmel, and we are blessed to have her in our wonderful studio, the Carmel Maker Space. Welcome to the show, Lynne.
I feel blessed to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So I'm going to ask Lynne a series of questions, and it's up to you to follow along and see what you can glean from this artist's life experience that we're going to put together in the briefest amount of time possible to match your attention span. No offense, but we're talking YouTube here, and if it's not interesting, you're probably just swipe to the next makeup video or tech review or something else like that. I don't know. What are you into? You can't talk. So let's move on to Lynne. So, Lynne, my first question is, please tell us what type of art you do. What's your medium?
Well, I do sculpture, painting, mixed media, jewelry. I think art is anything is art. Gardening, cooking.
I think so too.
Right?
I think
all creative endeavors.
I think a car designer is an artist.
Absolutely.
An architect. Musician.
For sure.
I think there's plenty of
filmmaker.
A filmmaker, sure.
Yeah.
Digital art.
Yeah.
Graphic design.
Sure.
What about party planning?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about mothering?
Probably the biggest one of all.
I'd say so.
You know, I mean, what a creation, right?
I'd say so. Creating
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
What an endeavor that is.
And then being a good mother.
Yeah.
That's a whole.
We're getting slightly off topic.
Yes, we are.
Yes. So we are surrounded by Lynne's art. We have a sculpture here, and over there, and over here. And there's also sculptures over there and all over this room. And then above them are her paintings. And some prints. There's a few prints in here of paintings in her. So tell me, what is your, where do you find your inspiration for your art?
Well, God, I'm just really, I think everything's so interesting. Life is so interesting. So I'm inspired by many things. And I kind of tend to, somebody told me once that you had to, as an artist, you should make sure that you keep it in the same realm, right? And I had a really hard time doing that because I'm really ADD, and I would bounce around and I go, oh, I did a sculpture just now, so I want to do a painting. Oh, maybe I'll try stained glass. Oh, jewelry, yeah. And so like that, right?
So the realm, meaning the format. Pick one format, stick with it. That was the advice you got?
Yeah, just make them look the same. So what I found was the way to work around that, because I don't have that. You know, I really am interested in a lot of things. So what I would do is make sure to do at least 5 of anything that I was working on. Like if I was going to do a sculpture, I'd have 5 of that series. So you could have a series, but that's okay. Then you move on to the next series if you want to, you know?
And why is that? Is that from a collector standpoint or from a mastery?
Well, from a gallery. A gallery told me that once.
Oh, so that they could sell your work.
Yeah.
If you have just one.
Yeah, if you do this and then you do that and then you do that, it's too all over the place. So they want you to be like recognizable in the same vein, right? So, so I've done that and this was a long time ago when I was in my 20.
Well, how would you describe your aesthetic? Can you describe it, or can you only describe your aesthetic of your current your current series?
Well, no, I mean, I think I really like fluid, long lines, graceful.
Let's give these people what they want. You know, they want to learn about how to make art because they're inspired. Maybe they know you, maybe they know me, maybe they don't know us at all.
Right.
But they found us through our awesome keywording, and because in their search we came up as the #1 video in their search of how to find the art in everything or something.
Right.
So I want you to tell them your tips for leading a lifestyle that supports your artistic endeavors. Can you tell us, how do you do it? Do you have a certain relationship with the world? And could you identify that for us to help others?
Well, I was always just drawn. I have a passion for it, always. So I was kind of working my way through school and always doing art. And sometimes I did portraits for a living, or however I could get by. But I guess, and I went to work for a renowned artist, which was really good for me because he was so disciplined and I was so not. And he was just extremely, his name was Ivan Durrell, he died, but he was, all over the world in galleries. So working for him, I realized how totally undisciplined I was, and, I had to kind of straighten up my act.
I see. So you had a role model.
He was a good role model.
So you a working artist who taught you the ropes by role modeling it to you.
Yeah,
also directly?
Right, yeah. Well, and by doing silkscreen printing of his fine art, which was a really complex, very cool. I wish I still had the access to that. But it was very tedious and could be. And it just taught me a lot about that, and also about photographing the work, traveling and putting on shows. And he just happened to really like my sculpture because I was always working while I was working for him. Like, I sometimes had to work late at night on my stuff because I worked all day for him.
So you applied yourself, and you worked as much as possible, as much as you could handle, to get more involved, and then it became a pattern you could repeat.
Yeah,
and make money with.
Right. And so I did actually show my work going to New York with his work, and that was like way great because we get to do these trade shows, and then galleries see your work, and then you're in galleries,
I have an idea. Can we get up and walk around, and you can show us some of the specific art, and I'll follow you with a camera?
Okay, sure.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, where are we going?
So these are the recent series, Goddess, Guardians of the Ocean, Waterways, Fish, Amphitrite. She is, this is my depiction of a ancient Greek goddess that guarded the fish and the oceans. This is Hat Mehit. She's an ancient Egyptian goddess. This is Tara. She always has her hand out to man with compassion. This is the guardian of the dream state, spirit world. Another guardian. And we can just go around. This is from previous series. These are prints. This is Holy Cow. And
Holy Cow.
Holy Cow.
And this one above my desk. I like this one.
Yeah, this one is...
what is it?
It's the goddess Nut who guards, ancient Egyptian. She guards over day and night. This is night with all these little hieroglyphs, and these are little computer guys with, emojis. And this is, you see those all around. This is a computer with the symbol. The Tree of Life is you see there's a very beneficent side and a maleficent side. These are attacking the Tree of Life, these are protecting the Tree of Life. And again, it has a little bit to do with ancient and modern. You see bulldozers on the side and little planes and all this kind of stuff. This is from my green series. I did a lot of copper and green, and these are more kind of, what do I want to say, representational. And then these are, again, guardians. I did a series of doors. When one door closes, a new one opens, and this was called Options. As you see, there are a couple of different one door goes up into the night, one door goes to the river, or into a little garden. And the shoes, the high heels at the entry is called options. I have a bunch of doors. This is Guardian of the Forest. And you can see, you could look at that one for a while. It's got a lot going on in there.
Take down that. Yeah.
This is Keep Calm, Carry On. And it is, it's a collage. And I did it with, I went to a lunch and there was one beautiful napkin on top, and I took it to wipe my hands, and I realized it was gold, and it was the only gold one, and it said, "Keep calm, carry on." And I thought, oh, what a shame. How insensitive of me. So I have to make something out of this. So this became a collage with these napkins integrated throughout, and it's got pearls and copper and paper, and anyway, this is kind of a fun piece. This is kind of another version of the Goddess Nut. This is Tree of Knowledge, which is also, I had this pair of Balinese pants that I wore to death, and they were rags, and I just couldn't let them go. And I cut out one of the patches and put it and built this painting around the patch because I had to finally throw them away. And that was, so it's totally different than it was in my pants, but part of my pants are still there. And this is Holy Cow, another version of Holy Cow. This is Wheel of Life. This is Bronze and Walnut, and it's the all-seeing eye on top, and then it goes from, insects, reptiles, there's some animals over here, and then the industrial age, which is like nuts and bolts and screws, so it's just the Wheel of Life that Jung wrote about. This is Mao. He has some ancient symbols in him and some modern symbols. It's kind of I did that with all of these pieces, as well as this, the Guardian Sphinx also has that happening. Just touch on one cat here. That's called Pheromones. And the smaller version of Mao, Mew.
The art of Audrey Lynne Cook in the flesh.
Thank you.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was really cool. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, let's get back into the questions. So, Lynn, I want to ask you a very important question, which all artists should be thinking about. With every single work of art they create, how would you like to be remembered?
Well, it would be nice to be remembered, in any way. I think that I haven't had kids. I never had kids, but maybe it's a way of leaving myself, a part of myself. This is my creation that I'd like to leave behind, and I'd like to think that it went in some directions that were new, and that the world, whoever runs across it, would appreciate.
So you like to be remembered, but is there a certain aesthetic or choice that you make or made that you want to be remembered for?
A good friend to people, that's probably up there on my list.
Nice, very heart-centered. This question is better. Okay, so I want you to take a chance and you look into the camera for your answer and pretend everybody in this camera here, those are people who don't think they're creative. They've stumbled upon this YouTube show and they just don't think they're creative. What would you say to them to encourage them to lead a more creative life?
I think that everybody's creative in whatever way, in whatever your passion is. If you have a passion, then that is something to really go for. If you don't have a passion, then I would just kind of put it in your intentions that you would like to have the joy that something would bring you, and to give you the answer of what that might be for the universe. Question for the universe.
Would you encourage them to have a dialogue with the universe?
Yeah, I guess I would.
How do they do that?
Well, I think that by being still and going within and feeling your hands, by just focusing on your hands, there's a change that comes about, and you can feel a very definite difference in yourself. And by doing that, you go within more, and you can, talk to yourself and the universe at the same time, which is all connected.
Thank you for that lesson. Hard won, well practiced, I'm sure. Looking at your artwork here, I can see you tap into anywhere you want to go with your imagination, and you put it out there. I love it.
Thank you.
So, before we go, I have to plug my Instagram channel, because I do something unique with my Instagram stories. Every day I add on one or two or sometimes 15-second videos to my Instagram story, and I have quite a following. And I do my best to kind of keep it coherent, where I take my people on a journey and people enjoy it. So I use this is a DJI Osmo 3, and I make some stories. So if you're down for that, if you want to see some interesting entertainment off the cuff of my biz dad life, doing video productions and all kinds of fun stuff with awesome artists like Lynne in the beautiful city of Carmel-by-the-Sea and Marina, where I live, then subscribe and follow the Instagram story. Thank you. Put this down now. Now, Audrey Lynne Cook is her name, and she'll be showing her work at the Carmel Maker Space in Carmel on Lincoln Street between 5th and 6th, every weekend from now until mid-October. So you can join, you can come on over. She'll be here in person. You could talk to her and get to know her and purchase some of her artwork if you want to, right? They could work it out with you. Would you part with any of these?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, so if you fall in love with some of her art, then maybe you can work it out, and you can have some of her art and remember who she is, and have a little piece of her in your world. I hope you learned something today. I'm Mike Buffo, the eDirector, and you just watched the first episode of The Art in Everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.